Yo, this is Mr. Come Get Some in the building with the Jewels and Gems podcast, co-hosting with my brother,
Mr. X, Red November. Troy, how y'all feeling, man? I'm over here with my boy, motherfucking Wes, and we got a special guest. One big piece of the puzzle here at Brwnbox. But without further ado, we have Farrah here.
Yeah, here we go. What's going on, Farrah?
So, you nervous? What you nervous for?
This is my first podcast. It's the first time I was given a mic, so.
Friend, check it out. We was just doing the same thing. we was just sitting here doing the same thing.
Same thing.
So it's all good.
Right. So, Farrah, what is your actual title here at Brwnbox? Like, what do you like? Give us what you do on a day basis.
Oh dear God. So as soon as I come to Brwnbox, I feel like I become like three people because I'm the marketing coordinator, and the community manager. So with the marketing coordination, I pretty much bring every idea that I have that aligns with the brand to fruition through whether it be on TikTok, Instagram, all social media platforms that pretty much serve where we see a need for our community. Everything from creating the theme, everything from scheduling. It's pretty much like a lot of project management work, which now I'm kind of, it's seen like a lot of growth, I think, my position, where it's just like a lot of people now, when you go to Instagram, it's, all of those posts and everything from caption to hashtag to edit to song choice to time that it has to be posted to the recording of the numbers to see if it's actually working for our community is a big part of my job that, Mosh trusts me with, and, Brwnbox as a team trust me with as well. And my favorite part is actually community management. So basically, I kind of reach out to do like collaborations within the community, and then also kind of build the programming or like assist with building the programming that aligns with the brand. So anything from, like Bend and Burn, which is definitely every Tuesday and Thursday from 6:45 to 8 p.m. It's definitely been like consistent and the community loves it. We just did the Art Cafe, which was a huge hit. Shout outs to Deja and the Black the Brand. She's an amazing artist, and to see just different innovative activations come to life, it's kind of like, we don't even need to go to New York anymore because we're creating the things that we want to see and that we love and that we want to participate in. And that's pretty much those kind of elements play a big part in what I do for Brwnbox.
Right. You're a big piece of the puzzle.
Marketing has always been like a passion of mine. Like I think like storytelling and production in general. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like when I first met Maz, like I tried to be like her sous chef. It did not work well. I was just like too distracted. Like I was helpful, but I was also like, "Ooh, girl, wait, hold on. Let me just chop it up one time." And she's like, "Farrah, no." Like, no. Like there's a time and a place. So I think Ma saw she saw that I liked it and just kind of nurtured me into the role and kind of let me fly free.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You found a way that you would fit the best.
And it's also allowed me to have a lot of freelance positions as well. So it was my first time actually learning a trade and then making money off of it independently.
That's beautiful.
Just felt like a big, accomplishment for me because I didn't know it could be done. And nobody's ever taught me either, so it's kind of like I'm kind of paving my own way.
That's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's Jewels and Gems right
Thank
there.
You.
You know what I'm saying? That's Jewels and Gems.
I know that's right.
100%. Yeah.
For real though, because how many places, or how many jobs rather, can you just, come into and first of all, create your own position, and second of all, actually have room to grow. You know what I'm saying?
And people see value in you and want you, and the feedback that we give. And it's a lot of growth involved too. There's a lot of tweaks and improvements, but to kind of see, even where we were in 2019 to now, it's
it's amazing.
It's insane. Or 2015 to now, it's just
it's amazing. And growth is just beautiful. Growth is amazing.
It really
and just
is.
To be a part of that's fantastic. And that means the whole team is growing. Mm-hmm. Everything's growing. Right. You know what I'm saying? Individually, with the business and everything, you could just see it because everything just moves and flows the way it's supposed to. You feel what I'm saying? The beauty it's just fantastic.
Exactly.
That's
Thank
all.
you. That's beautiful.
And I'm happy to be a part of the shit too now. You understand what I'm saying? Absolutely.
She's like, if y'all didn't know.
Yeah, word. I'm definitely excited. You feel what I'm saying? Because I see the beauty and I'm like, yeah. Let's join up with my brothers and sisters and let's keep on growing.
Right.
100%.
So, what would you say, based on your role here at Brwnbox, what would you say its mission is? Like, what would you say Brwnbox's biggest thing that you try to put to the forefront and try to brand itself all around,
Gotcha. I think right now we've definitely evolved. So I feel like in 2019 we wanted to just bring a lot of education to the forefront.
Right.
I feel like a lot of people were just, and still are, unfortunately. Sorry guys, I'm doing the best I can, but y'all need to retain the information. But it's just a lot of confusion. It's a lot of propaganda, and I think we also just had to be patient with ourselves because the war on drugs definitely made they invested $2.3 trillion. It was the money's in the trillions. As much advertisement went into the war on drugs. So my mission when I wake up is how do I undo that impactfully and honestly for myself and for others. So I think our mission and still is education for anybody who has been harmed on the war on drugs. And then I think as the space has evolved now, or as the brand, the space, everything's evolved. We definitely want to be a wellness, just a wellness space that people can kind of feel comfortable with. You can do anything here and in regard to, sustainable products, we got you on that. You want wellness activations, we got you on that. Yeah. If you need to, just relax or a safe space to just come, read a book, study, do some work. It's just all the things. And it's kind of people, I think what I was getting upset with, and I had to probably tweak the marketing, who knows, is that people were comparing us to WeWork. And I'm we are beyond WeWork. We're beyond come here. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Last time I checked, they were in the gutter.
They still got a couple billion, scammers. Scammers of America.
Who's WeWork?
But it's just we don't want this to also be aligned with productivity. We want this we want people to unplug when they're here. So far, every time when somebody walks in, they know that it's it's so warm, it's so odd.
It is.
So and I'm you haven't actually seen nothing yet, but we like that we like that you like that. That's the response, honestly, from everybody that we want.
That's what I want to tell you.
And that's our mission. Our mission is to be that ultimate safe space. On every tier that you can think of.
Yeah.
Whether if it's a shopping experience, whether it's it's an event that we're hosting. Yeah. We just have that intention in mind of that's ultimate safe space.
Absolutely. People. And that's why I wanted to tell you, when I first came in here, that's exactly what I felt.
Nice.
So you have another person to let you know that's exactly what I felt 100%.
Yeah.
And that's why
10 across the board.
I said, sure, I think we need to have a conversation about something later. That was the first day here, right?
Absolutely.
I came here, I'm whoa, this feeling I got in this one.
Oh, yes.
I said,
a revival,
yeah. Immediately.
In
and I'm
spirit.
you know what? And then that's why I told Troy, I said, I'm gonna hit your phone later so we can talk. I think we need to bring something together because it's amazing. And I did that.
And now we're here.
Yeah, exactly. And now we're here. So I just want to let you know that what you're putting out there is what we've received.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely. And I mean, definitely, I would attest to that. I feel it's slowly but surely becoming a place to, where companies, small businesses are cultivated, right? This is a place for people to come together and get their shit together. You know what I'm saying? I feel just overall the propaganda around weed is you're not productive. And I feel you guys are doing a lot of that work, right? Just from what I see in promotion or and just overall, what you guys are doing is a great job in showing us how to actively use and, just be functional.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's important to get a lot of these stigmas out the way. And also just, you know, like I said, cultivate a community in a space where people can feel like they have others to lean on. Or, you know, and that's important. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Just like escape to solitude. Because I know like a couple of like people who come in and like maybe they don't even like want anybody to speak to them. It's just like, hey, can I pre-roll? And then they just, you never hear from them, like, you know, until like maybe like their hour or 2 hours are up and they're just like, thank you. Yeah. And I'm just like, I definitely understand that. Like when you just kind of like everything's happening around you and it's just like you need some place to like for solace. And like, you know, we're happy that we're always gonna be that.
That's awesome.
That's
awesome. Okay, so before we wrap up, I just wanted to, for one, again, give you your flowers for what you do here at Brwnbox. You know, we love you here.
Thank you.
And I'm sure the whole community loves you too.
Thanks, community.
But the last question I have is, for you, like, you know, what would you like to see from Brwnbox? Like, what do you want to see this?
Oh, like my ultimate Brwnbox goal?
Right, like where do you see this being in what, say 20, 25 years? Like, what is your goal?
God, well, I know for a fact that like I just have so much faith in my heart that we're just gonna expand and flourish. For me personally, I think for my role, I want to, you know, like how it's almost kind of like branched off, like we have the wellness space. So it's kind of like, if I had to put us like in a like, oh, who are we, like a WeWork? I would say maybe like a Soho house, but more intentional.
Right.
But I would want to be like more of a production side. Like I want to actually tell the story of like Maz and how she actually created this idea.
Absolutely.
I feel like it's definitely worth like an HBO series or like a Netflix documentary or just something. And I want to actually be the one who produces that. Even spinning off into like a little sitcom, like imagine us, but like The Office. Yes. Like, you know what I mean? And I think, so I feel like people need to see this story because it's the story of resilience, it's the story of creativity, it's the story of community. Like even when I even think outside of us, like even outside of this space, you have luxury wellness, female Black owned, you have keeping it handsome, male Black owned, and everybody's space and design is immaculate. Like, you know, when you walk into Felicia's space, owner of Luxurious Wellness, you know that you're about to get a supreme facial. Like when you know, I've seen like so many magic tricks done at like keeping it handsome. Like men just like transform. Yes, he does superb work. And it's also great that men have a safe space to go to where it's like you can get your manicure, you can get your hair cut. There's facials happening for men. And I just like, men deserve that amount of exterior self-care, but it's also, it must be like such a comfort to be like, you know what, like some ladies aren't actually, I think like women aren't allowed there, not allowed, but like it's like you have to be there for a reason.
Right,
like, you know what I mean?
You know?
Well, like if you like, you're a parent.
I would love it. Absolutely.
So I feel like this whole ecosystem just works.
Right.
That's dope.
And I think that's special, like you said, and I think that's something definitely people need to talk about what's going on here at Nassau Street, like in general.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm excited for what's to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too.
Again, thank you, Farrah, for coming. You're always a pleasure.
100%.
Thank you, guys.
And
wait, hold on.
Yeah.
I didn't want to catch something. We had a question before you go. But this is on a lighter note. Does your significant other or partner have to smoke weed to be with you?
Oh, I actually, oh my God, I asked this question like a couple years, like a year ago on Brwnbox Kitchen. And for me right now, they don't, okay, I would personally love it. Like if they did consume, that would be like great for me. If they didn't, I can't have like any judgment around. Like it can't be like like trying to get me the quid or I had to go in a new room, like another room or like no, like I need to consume freely and you have to respect that. So I would adore it.
But they don't have to.
Yeah.
But they gotta leave you the hell alone.
Exactly. Like it is a plus if you do consume because I'm like also not a drinker. So it's just like that kind of balance to share that bond because like, yeah.
Okay, well, y'all heard it. That's the plus.
That's the
there you go.
plus.
Right.
All right.
Also, I wanted to, because you were definitely, I feel like one of the things that attracted you and Maz too was just you and your journey through your pregnancy and like just being a mom, you know, in general. So like, you know, just give us a couple gems on what it is to be a mother in cannabis.
Gotcha,
you know?
a pot parent.
Right.
So yeah. Oh my gosh, that journey. I mean, the journey's still happening. My son is like 10 going on 19. I feel like they grow up so fast. But yeah, no, they grow up so fast. I feel like my journey started once I found out I was pregnant. I like instantly like went cold turkey.
Right.
The reason for that is because I just, you know, all the stigmas, like, oh no, if like, you know, not to be politically correct, but it's just like, oh, if you smoke weed while pregnant, something the traumatic will happen to your child. And I had to start, you know, doing my due diligence. Like I had to do my research and my forums, like, is this like a bad thing? And it was just so many women, like I forgot which forum it was, but it was like in like 2013. So I don't remember the website, but it was just like all these women or all these parents rather saying like they consumed, it was fine. I asked even like my friends, even had like children before me. Like I think I was probably like 3 months pregnant. And one of my girlfriends, her daughter was 7 at the time. I was like, hey girl, did you smoke? Like she was like, girl, I smoked all the way through my pregnancy. And I'm like, I hate to say it, but like her daughter's like a little genius. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was just, and I was just like, and during my pregnancy journey, and I'm sorry not to make this so lengthy, I was miserable. Like I was depressed, I was suicidal, I couldn't eat, I was moody. It was horrible. So my partner, my baby daddy, he was just like, yeah, maybe you should smoke. And maybe like, you know, at the time we did entourages a lot, or like Dutchess, like, you know, just like tobacco leaves. And he was like, well, maybe if you just like, you know, smoke a bowl. I was like, absolutely not. So I went to my like, like, you know, my appointments, and I asked my doctor, I was like, oh, you know, he saw that my weight had like depleted. Like I was probably like 100 pounds and like 3 months pregnant. So he was like, is there anything happening? And I was like, I can't keep anything down. I smell water and I get nauseous. So it was just like really bad. I couldn't keep anything down. And so he was like, oh, you know, and like, you know, he blurted out like, well, you know, you smoke weed. And I was just like, yeah. And he was like, I'm not saying that you should, but if it does increase your appetite, maybe you should try it, especially if you want to keep the, like, you know, you want to keep the baby.
Right.
So I literally took like a bong hit that night, and like, it was so different. I had an appetite, I could sleep, I wasn't, like the nausea subsided exponentially. Like I was able to have a full meal. Some of the things did change as far as like my diet, like what I was like, you know, what the baby wanted, the baby had to have.
Right.
But once I like found out like I'm better with it, and then like, you know, my next couple of visits, I'm 100% like healthy. I'm fine. Like I'm fine. Like I'm okay.
That's great. That's amazing. People really need to hear that, though.
Yeah.
For real, because it's such a bad stigma on it. Like people really need to hear this type of stuff, though. For real, like that's
and like
good
you know, when
information.
you see Bash, like he's just like the, you know, like the coolest kid. And I talked to him about it. He knows why I use it. So I think at a certain time, like during like when he was about 8, I started to have the conversation. Like he doesn't know like what cannabinoids are, but he knows that I use it for my depression. Like this helps keep, like, you know, this helps, you know, with mommy's like sadness. It helps her with her periods. Like he's very familiar, like, you know, of what it helps with.
Yeah.
So now, like when people tell him about it, he associates it with something else rather than any negativity. He's like, no, this helps my mommy.
Yeah, see, that's fantastic because I was like, because I have a daughter. She's 9.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? She knows I smoke. But I was just thinking about while you was talking about like you had a conversation about it. I'm not sure if I ever have like really had a direct conversation about what this is that I'm actually smoking. I think maybe I should.
Yeah, you know, because I also like, you know, it's just me and my son, but like in my apartment. But like, say for example, if we have like a front porch or like a backyard area. So, you know, I tell him like, you know, you know, I'm going to go back to smoke. And then one day he asked like, why do you smoke? Like, is it cigarettes? And I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah.
He does not smoke cigarettes. No, you know, no judgment to cigarette smokers. But I was like, no, like, I just don't want you to think that of me. And that's when like the conversation had to happen. And he's also, you know, like I feel like cannabis has helped my mental health journey, like just change the trajectory. Like, you know, like my story, like when I was in the hospital, like in a psychiatric facility, and I had to like make a decision, like, do I want to do the pharmaceutical route, or do I want to do like intentional cannabis route?
Okay.
And literally I don't have like manic episodes, like, you know what I mean? Like the depression still comes in waves, but it definitely can be managed better with other things, but involving cannabis.
Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad. I'm glad that went for you like that too, though. So that's great.
Right,
yeah.
Because people need to hear that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I think it just rids the shame. Like once, like for me, like when it comes like to motherhood, as soon as like I felt no shame, I didn't care like what people did. Like in the when I would talk about it when my son was a little bit younger, and people like would comment like, "Oh, you're a terrible mother," or like you would like just like flat out say it. It did hurt my feelings, and I did kind of like go in a cocoon of like how I spoke so vocally about it.
Right.
But then I was just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Like I just.
That's when you believe that. It's like,
Yeah,
once you
because I
believe that
have
it's
too
right,
much
I'm doing something
education
right,
to
that's
like
what's
think
up.
otherwise.
Exactly.
I'm too informed.
Yeah, too informed. So it's like, yeah, you just need to be more informed. That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I just sitting here talking to you, I'm like, that's just your like journey, right? It's like you kind of like are this pioneer of your life in a sense where you're creating your own positions, you know, like you're creating your own narrative to what a mother should be like and what, you know, they should use to recover from that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like, take ownership in that. Like, you know, like,
Absolutely.
like wear that on your sleeve, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, again, you're one of probably a million of others who just don't talk about it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And they can't, and like we know like we can't because of their job or just like their religion or like their household or their partners or things like that.
Yeah.
But it's just like, you know, I feel like I do have a responsibility to be a little bit more vocal because I have the space to be like vocal. Like nobody's gonna penalize me for saying what I'm saying. Like you know what I mean? Like Maz is not gonna be like, you're getting written up today, but they're about pot parenting.
That's what I'm saying.
Here's a drug test. Like,
Yeah, because
you know?
the thing is with me, when I was with my partner at the point when I had a child, I had got to the point where it was like, I didn't want you to smoke it, but you could consume it other ways. But then my mind's changed over time, though. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm okay with weed. I think weed has fantastic properties. But I'm like, I don't know if inhaling what's the name was, because I had a little thing, because I was an athlete, and I had a thing with smoking. It made me feel slow. So I'm like, it must be fucking something
I
up in
feel
here.
that.
You feel what I'm saying? So that's the only thing I was thinking about.
So I definitely.
Okay, yeah. So that's the only thing I was thinking about. I was like, all right, well, you could consume it somehow. You got some oils and shit that you want to use, or little changes or something. Go ahead, do your thing. That's the only thing that I was thinking about. But
I love
I've
that
learned
because
over-
like you thought like of other ways.
Yeah,
Some people
yeah.
don't even know about tinctures like or like other
Oh,
like
word.
just methods because anybody thinks that cannabis they automatically think smoking and
yeah,
it's like
exactly
no
right.
there's a bath bomb like you
Yeah.
know what I mean there's a pan
Exactly.
cream
There's so many different ways you can.
There's honey.
I think that shit is mad cool though. The fact that we can do all this stuff. I'm like, it's a magic plan.
I know
do
that's
mad
right.
stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of motherhood, we gonna let you get back
Oh, yeah, word.
to your family. I ain't want to keep you out here
Yeah,
too
right.
long.
I gotta wait till that Power Rangers costume to
You're right. It's Halloween
Word.
time.
Word.
You know, so I know all of that is going on because it's going on with me. My daughter talking about some. I want to be Scooby Doo. Now I gotta be Shaggy. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Right.
Leah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's actually really unique and very on brand.
That's dope.
That's right.
Word.
But she
My
was
newest
also
intern,
saying
I
she
can't
was
wait.
like I could also be Velma and we have Neo as And we have Neo, right?
I love that.
And then I got
little
the
Scooby
Shaggy,
snacks.
right? So we gonna figure it out. So
That's so cute, though. I love that.
Right.
It's gonna come together.
But thank you, Farrah.
Thank you so much, Farrah.
Thank
We
you.
want to give you your flowers and thank you for all of the gems and jewels you dropped today.
Absolutely. We're in the building.
And yeah, we'll hope to see you soon.
Yes, you will.
All right, y'all. That was good, though.